want to go back to my roots and I want to do a charcoal piece. I've also got this insect still laying around and I really like this one. So I'm probably going to make this just one of my personal pieces. However, I recently ran out of material to make a frame. So in this video, you might only get the drawing. I'll have to probably do the frame on a second video. Also, the frame that I'm kind of envisioning for this is probably going to take a little bit to make it. So it's, yeah, I don't really, whenever I watch YouTube videos myself, I don't really like the chopped videos, like where there's like version 1 and version 2. However, for this, I might have to do that. I was online searching for something completely relevant to this, and I came across this image here. There's so many different versions of it. I really do like this image, and so I'm going to see if I can make my own version of this. I don't know how well you can see this, but basically this is the idea. So there's the rough draft of the angel, and then this like path that comes here would be a swarm of bees or wasps. I actually don't even know what this is. Like, I don't know if it's a wasp. It looks like a wasp, but, or a hornet, who knows. Anyways, point is insects, a swarm of insects, and it'll be coming from the angel through, like, let me see if I can get a little closer, through that path there. I began drawing smaller ones in here, and then I realized that it's probably not a good idea to draw these. So I'm going to erase these little ones. I'm only going to do the ones that will have a little more detail. And the reason for that is that these ones I can actually just make with the charcoal. So maybe I might make just like 2 more, like close to this size, somewhere in here. Maybe one like here, another one like over here. And then I think that should be good enough that I can just start focusing on kind of the rest of this stuff. For now, I think I'm going to start from here and work my way this way. I guess I felt like I needed to work on the wings. So I know I said I was going to go from here this way. I did draw a few of more wasps in, or hornets, insects. Let's just call them insects. Anyway, I'm now just kind of filling in the feathers inside the wings. All right, wings are done, or at least somewhat detailed. And so I'm going to now begin with the hair. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be the typical dreadlock type style hair that I make on all my human-like characters. I was getting frustrated with the back of her head in regards to how the hair was supposed to be. Hair sometimes can break or make a picture, or a drawing, I should say. Anyways, I was getting frustrated because as I was going, it was starting to make her head look, and it still kind of does, make her head like if it was like lifted up instead of like her looking down. And in that, I didn't pay attention, and I put my hand down here as I was like messing with her hair, and I smeared all of this. You can kind of still see it. So right now, I need to touch all this back up. I've made some progress, and I'm right here now. I've been just darkening the dark areas. One thing that I'm kind of slightly regretting is that I wish I would have made the angel a little bit bigger. Trying to get really small details with this is pretty difficult because I've already done the outlines. Had I done this a little bit differently, it probably would have been a little bit easier. I was going to darken this area some more, but it's going to make it fairly difficult to shade it. So right now, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just smudge all this that I've put down here. To get into these little areas here, I'm using this really fine. Well, technically, I probably should be using this one. However, I'm currently utilizing this one here, and that's how I'm getting into these like small crevices or these small little areas, I guess. I don't know if that would be considered a crevice or not. I'm struggling right now. You can't look. Okay, so wings are pretty difficult to draw or to get the shading right on them. And more so with a made-up figure. So trying to get the right light tones and everything in the right place has been pretty difficult around here, and also over here. So much so that it kind of looks a little bit off on some areas. Sometimes just kind of leaving it where you're at is usually best. Luckily, this is just going to be my piece and I'm just making it for me. So if it doesn't turn out 100% to what it should be like, no big deal. I got this idea. I don't know if it's going to work out, so I'm not really going to speak too much on it. Instead, I'm just going to kind of do some things here and see what it ends up looking like. Hopefully it works out because I'm putting a lot of dark color in here. So I really hope I don't have to start all over again after I do this. I probably shouldn't have done that either. I was so unsure how this was going to turn out, but it's starting to look pretty okay. So here, I don't know if you can tell, but the swarm is going to actually be white. If we look here, you can kind of see the insects that I've drawn there. And that's going to kind of take shape through the entire piece. Once I get out here to this area, then I need to kind of have it change. So for example, what I mean by that is like we can kind of see this insect here. Let me point it out. The one on her shoulder right there. How the wing kind of turns white and then it's black on the light part. That'll essentially be happening here. So some of them will be from light to dark, and then eventually all these will just be darkened out. I'll shade in here and shade in here, but it'll be a much lighter shade than this. I only want this area to be fairly dark, and then here I want the insects to be dark. And so it's going to be kind of a piece that's inverting as it goes down. At least that's the idea. We'll see how it goes. In the lighter spots, I've been adding just little marks, like kind of like even just like dots, to make it look like the insects are, you know, coming out of the mainstream of the swarm. On the darker areas, I've been using the eraser, and I've just been kind of smudging kind of the same patterns as you can. I don't know if you can really tell there. I probably should be using a white color pencil on all these light areas here to kind of make them stand out a little bit more. However, I like how they look right there, where they're just slightly barely showing. But yeah, so I've gotten to the end, and I think at this point I'm going to start kind of working on these ones that you can that are a lot closer. I forget that my little stand that's up here doesn't grab the entire picture because this one's actually fairly larger. Anyways, insect's gonna go around this area right here. And we've changed camera positions because now that we're working down here at the bottom, that one up there, which you can't see, just doesn't cover the entire picture. Anyways, so this insect, as you can tell, or this wasp, I was trying to look it up, kind of figure out the exact name of it. Anyways, the wings are black, and it's mostly black. It's got some yellow in it, which is a very dark yellow color. And so these ones here are going to have black wings, and they are going to be mostly black as well. One thing that I was noticing was their position. So I kind of adjusted this one's legs a little bit. I don't know how well you can see that. Their position's a little bit different, and so I don't know, you know, obviously if I put this like this, it's going to look like it's going backwards. If I put it like this, then it's look like, I don't know. I really don't want to hydrate this one and reshape it. I kind of just like this position how it was. So who knows what I'm going to end up doing in regards to how I'm going to mount this on here. But I don't know. I'll get to that later. So now that you can see everything here, I'm going to start darkening where this thing becomes invisible on my table. I'm going to start darkening these smaller wasps down here. It's extremely hard with such a thick tip to get that to work, so I'm going to have to erase a little bit of it. Yeah, I'm going to have to erase a little bit of it, and then try to make it as close to what I originally had on there as possible. I don't know if this is the best thing to do this with. I might have to switch over to a pencil, just because with a pencil I can get extremely detailed, make detailed marks, and just make like fine lines. This is a little more difficult. I have to kind of shape the vine into a point, which quickly disappears after I use it so much. But yeah, I'm always fascinated by YouTubers, or I think I said YouTubers. YouTubers? Wow, I'm having a hard time talking. Anyways, I'm fascinated by content creators that take a crazy amount of time and do extremely detailed work. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like even this piece has taken me, you know, 6, 7 hours or maybe 8 just to get as far as I've gotten. And some of those individuals, like if I was to make the video with every step of the way, I feel my videos would be like an hour long. Yeah, some of these individuals manage to do extremely detailed work where you're seeing like they'll do portraits, for example, and some of these portraits look exactly like a photograph. So to them, I envy their art skill, or at least how quickly they're able to produce such quality work. So around this area, I probably need to kind of make some darker ones a little more in here, as you know, they would be coming into the light, and so they wouldn't be this just white cloud. Which, by the way, I do want to mention, this is turning out absolutely nothing like what I had originally envisioned. In my mind, I don't know what I saw in my mind, but I definitely didn't see this. So I'm just kind of now going with it. That's a terrible looking bug, but, or wasp. All right, so I'm now going to begin on the bigger ones. Again, not too much detail because I don't want them to take away from this piece. But still enough detail there to make it, you know, noticeable that they're coming much closer than these other ones back here. Also, I don't know if you can tell in here, I've made some of these, I made them dark and then I erased them. So it leaves like that very light mark there. So it looks like the idea is supposed to make them look like they're coming out into whatever we're calling this, where you start seeing them more defined. This is to the point where I do need to shade this. Did I say that right? I think I meant I need to shade this. I still didn't say that right. I need to smear this, smudge this. Wow, I'm struggling. It is late at night. This one right here got a little more detail than I would have liked. They all technically have detail. It's just this one has more noticeable detail from far away. So when I come over here to this one, I'm going to try to just kind of tone it down a little bit, get it closer to this, not necessarily so much of that. Something I just noticed, these feathers make no sense. The wind's blowing this way, you know, kind of throwing our hair everywhere. My dreads go like that in the wind. So this one just kind of going up there, or this one doing this weird thing, that's very realistic because my hair does that. Even though the wind might be blowing this direction, my hair's like flopping everywhere. So, but this doesn't make sense. So I need to get rid of that. Let's just try to smudge it. Yep, that's good enough. And then since the insects are kind of going that direction, that should be fine. I've tested this a little bit right here. All the insects have now been drawn. And so at this time, I gotta figure out how to get this super light like around this area, because it's really only going to, why is it not doing anything? I don't like that it's doing this. There we go. I really only want it dark around here, and then come kind of somewhat like maybe this right around this spot here. I definitely don't want anything where the insect's at. Maybe, I don't know yet. All I know is that I'm trying to do the best that I can to just make light marks that are enough so that it can just kind of give me a light gray. Over here though, we can probably make that just a little bit darker. There we go. All right, so I do believe I may be calling it good here. At this point, it's time to open up the insect and let's see if we can't get it glued on right here. Where is my razor? Oh, here it is. Wow, that was a challenge. I have no idea what this type of plastic is. It's like, it does not break. Like, there we go. It takes a lot of effort to break that. Anyways, I'm going to cut this piece of glue stick in half, and then I'll stick it to the abdomen and stick it there. Okay, I'm grabbing this with such extreme care. Because it's dry. I'm even shaky. Because it's dry, any wrong movement, oh my gosh, I'm so shaky. Any wrong movement will make it, there we go. It would make it so that it, wow, what kind of fortune was that? Landed pretty close to where I wanted it to land. As I was saying, any type of forceful movement or, unwanted or accidental drop may break it, may break the wings or something like that. And so I think that is where it needs to stay. I think I'm happy with that. Oh, it's a little crooked. There we go. So just right there, hopefully it dries up. And then once it dries up, I might move this light shading closer into here. And then maybe even just a little smidge there, or I'll draw a couple more insects here, just so it doesn't look like it's standing out on its own too much. I don't know why it's streaked right here, and I cannot get rid of it, but I'm super frustrated about that. Anyways, here it is. Let me kind of give you a close-up. So that's basically all of it right here.